Good evening. Today is Monday, March 10th, 2025, and the time now is 6 p.m. and I will call to order this regular meeting of the Town of Mead Board of Trustees. In accordance with the town's remote participation and remote meeting policy adopted by the Board of Trustees on March 13th, 2023, by resolution number 21-R-2023, remote participation will be allowed. The meeting link has been provided on the town's website, designated posting place 24 hours prior to this meeting. I'd like to remind everyone present, both in person and virtually, of the town's general guidelines for public comment at open meetings and public hearings. The guidelines are available online and on the entry table. There are 2 public comment opportunities on the agenda for persons in attendance at Town Hall to address the board. The first is limited to items on the agenda, and the second public comment opportunity allows any subject, whether it is on the agenda or not, to be addressed. Mary, roll call, please.
Mayor Whitlow.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Harris.
Here.
Trustee Adams.
Here.
Trustee Babcock. Trustee Crane.
Here.
Trustee Hagan.
Here.
Trustee Schranz.
Here.
Mayor Whitlow, today is Monday, March 10th, 2025, and you do have a quorum.
Thank you very much. In conjunction with tonight's proclamation for Vietnam War Veterans Day, please join me in a moment of silence for all the lives that have lost during this war. Thank you very much. Will you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much for your time. Please, we'll move on to the next agenda item is review and approve agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda tonight? Okay, hearing none, may I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I move to approve the agenda. Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please, Mary.
Trustee Schranz.
Yes.
Trustee Adams.
Yes.
Trustee Hagan.
Yes.
Trustee Crane.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Harris.
Yes.
Mayor Whitlow.
Yes, thank you. We have an agenda for this evening. Next is our staff report by our town manager. Ma'am, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mayor. Trustees, you have my report. I have a couple of things I'd like to add. First of all, and I know I'm going to jinx us, but I'm going to do it anyhow. I see Chief wincing. As of today, we are fully staffed in the police department. We have a new officer, Christy Sedgwick, started today. Also, our last police officer who was on workers' comp is back and in full uniform and ready to go. So this is the first time that we've been fully staffed, and we're still good, right, Chief? Okay. Also, if you're having any trouble with your tablets, like getting onto Zoom meetings or anything, please let Mary know. I know mayors had a few issues, and we want to see if it's endemic to the things, or if she just has a lemon or there's something that needs updated. So if you have any issues, would you let Mary know? Also, we're getting to last call for CML. If anybody wants to go, make sure you let Mary know. I know she's reserved some hotels, so if we don't need them, we want to let them release them back into the wild so other people can get them. And then one thing I just wanted to make you aware of, this fall, we're going to do an open house for projects and, you know, all the various happenings in the town, and we're hoping to have it at the community center. So everything seems to be going really well with the community center. In a couple of weeks, I'd like to do a kind of sneak peek for the board before the board meeting so you guys can go over and see it. But everything seems to be going really well. So I just wanted to give you a heads up on that. If you're watching it, you're seeing the windows go in and the building's really coming together. So, and that's all I have.
All right, thank you very much. Questions or comments for Helen? Tricia.
So I saw them at Agfinity today, cutting down all the trees and ripping down all the trees that they planted like, what, a year ago?
And I understand that's for the intersection, but why the crap did we make them plant those trees if they're ripping them up? Oh, they did. Go walk over there.
No, we didn't make them plant them.
Well, I mean, like it was part of their plan. Why did we not say to them, hey, this is going to be a right of way. Don't bother planting anything here because they cut down like 4 trees today.
Well, unfortunately, when they came in, and same thing with Ziggy's, they wanted to do the landscaping for the time being. So we didn't force them to do it. They were fully aware of it.
That's just so sad to see them rip those out. I mean, like a year old, they could have been replanted even for crying out loud. Couldn't have been much in the way of roots there. Are we also going to have to move their sidewalks?
I believe so. Have they torn out all the sidewalks, Erica?
No, the sidewalks were still there, but I'm just wondering, like, why didn't we plan? Did we just not know where it was going to end up in
Yeah.
the scheme of things?
So the Welker side of Xfinity,
Uh-huh.
that all gets removed. But the Third Street side, that sidewalk stays, that landscaping will stay. On the Ziggy's side, their sidewalks will stay, but all their landscaping basically that comes out. That's
Right.
in the right of way now.
Okay.
They knew, but all I can say is that's how they wanted to finish it off for the
Okay.
2 years that they were before this happened.
Right.
I know it's not a good look, but it wasn't like we told them to do it and then we're going to rip it out. They knew they dedicated all that right away, both of them with their plats.
Right. I mean, at least Ziggy's just did grass. They were smart and it wasn't too much. But
Yeah.
the trees and shrubs and everything is kind of sad. So.
Thank you. Anything else? All right, thank you, Helen. And we'll move on to our informational item tonight. It's about employee benefits, and they'll be introduced by our Communication Engagement Director, Lorna Nelson. Ma'am, you have the floor.
Thank you. Right, so I'm going to give you a brief overview of our employee benefits. Mary presented these couple months ago, so I'm just going to go over those quickly and remind everybody what we offer for benefits, and then go into a little bit more detail on our wellness and recognition program. So as you're aware, we provide different healthcare, medical options, dental insurance, vision insurance. We have paid time off. One of the changes that we did this year was we used to get PTO on your 2nd anniversary, your 5th anniversary, your 10th anniversary. What we started was an incremental yearly. So the PTO amount stays the same, but every year you get a little bit more, which is really encouraging for the folks that are just starting out or are in 1 or 2 years. They're seeing that gain in PTO a little bit quicker. We offer life insurance, short-term and long-term disability. We have an employee assistant program, and what that is free counseling sessions, financial assistance, legal advice. And these people, when you contact an EAP, they can also provide you additional resources to get in touch with somebody in your community. We offer spending accounts, so both flexible spending and dependent spending. We have a retirement program, which the town matches at 5%. We offer tuition reimbursement, and this is for people that are employed and they're wanting to further their education. And then we also have College Invest. So employees can have a portion of their check put into a College Invest account for their children to use in the future, and it'll be invested and gain during that time. We also have EV charging rates. So we have specialized EV charging rates for employees. It is not free, but they do get the at cost for electricity, whereas public are on a different rate. And then we added pet insurance this year to insure our pets. Our wellness and recognition program We primarily use Nectar's recognition and wellness program. It's a software. I'll go into a little bit more detail in that further down the road. We offer biometrics and flu shots annually. This year, we implemented a longevity award. So after 5 years of service annually, you'll get a monetary compensation as an encouragement to keep working here. This year was the first year that we did it. There was 5 to 6 employees that received it. So that was really nice. It was sent from HR to all the town staff. So all of those folks that have been here 2 years or 5 years or longer were recognized through a town email. And then additionally, Helen recognized those same people on Nectar for their 5-year anniversary or more. We have an employee gym reimbursement, and we have 78% of employees participating in that. We offer quarterly lunch and learns. So quarterly lunch and learns and Fun Fridays, those are 2 things that my department hosts. Our quarterly lunch and learns are employees have the option of taking their unpaid lunch break and joining the group. We provide lunch, but we also provide fun activities. So we have done crafts. We have had financial speakers come in. We learned how to play pickleball last year. So a lot of variety and just an opportunity to get a lunch on us and also learn something new. Fun Fridays, we host these every other one Friday every other month. And this is just a short kind of take a break from your workday and do something fun. So last fall, one of the things that we did that was different and kind of cool was we did a football punting kick. We had the rec staff outside and they had a football and a tee, and whoever wanted to participate went out there and kicked it as far as they could. And we measured, and the winner got a $25 Chick-fil-A gift card. So different things like that to engage the employees, break up the workday and have a little fun. We also offer discounted event tickets. So because of our relation in recreation and the things that we can provide, we get group sales tickets. So for the Rockies, we can get a group amount of tickets that directly through these vendors like Rockies, they provide those at a discounted rate. So then we purchase those, and the employees that want to participate, we're all sitting together in the general area at the game, and the employees have the option of purchasing those. So just a little perk for employees if they want to take their family. It's open for employees and family. They can buy as many tickets as they would like. And then additionally, we host the summer barbecue and holiday party. So typically, Caitlin and JC will come up with some fun games. We have cornhole, we have putt-putt golf, different things that we implement and put out for these parties. And then we generally get a food truck to go to the site, usually at Public Works, and they provide lunch. So I'd like to get into a little bit more detail on Nectar. That is our recognition and wellness software platform. So prior to 2022, we had an internal wellness program that my department ran manually. And it was quite labor intensive. And it was really difficult to maintain and also difficult to get people to participate, mainly because it was manual. We were doing challenges anywhere between 4 to 6 times a year, but we'd have to create a tracking sheet. We would email that out. The employees would have to print it off. They'd have to track their progress on whatever the challenge may be. And then they'd have to submit it for a chance for a prize. And we saw that there was just not a lot of engagement with that, especially for, Public Works and police that are out there, boots on the ground, and not having the ability to really implement that in their wellness. So with Nectar, like I mentioned, it's an online software platform. And there's no paperwork. So frontline non-office employees can participate in wellness challenges and recognition via the Nectar website. We have it integrated into our Teams, and there's also a mobile app. So because of the various ways to engage, and because not most of our employees aren't sitting at a desk, this has been really beneficial. I'd also like to note that our CEBT, they reimburse us a little over $5,000 for having this program because of the wellness aspect of it. So with Nectar, it is very similar to a social media platform, but it's nice. We have our employees that receive 60 points per month to recognize others via shout outs. So something big, something small, everybody is recognizing the things that their coworkers, their peers are doing in their positions and jobs or out in the community. These points reset monthly. So it is a use it or lose it, because we want people recognizing each other and really getting into that recognition and feeling like we're all part of the same team. So how these points works, it is 10 points equals $1. And then employees that receive points through recognition and their wellness challenges, these points do not expire. So they can save them up and use them to redeem for different types of things. In 2024, we had over 1,100 shout outs given between all of the employees. So this is what it looks like. Like I said, very much like a social media platform, we have our mission statement and our values. And then you log in, you tag the person that you want to recognize, add a value, what aspect of that, of their performance did they highlight, teamwork, leadership. You can write a little note, you can put emojis on it, GIFs, whatever you like. And so this is a running feed, so anybody can go on at any time and look at all the shout outs that have been given. We also have our wellness challenges on this. So we have overall wellness and health. So your annual physical, dental cleanings, eye exams, all that fun stuff. We have volunteering, donating blood, and then our department comes up with 6 new challenges annually. And these are more of the fun ones. Like one of ours this year is unplug from social media for 24 hours. And so not getting on social media, taking a break, that goes, if you do that, that's, you get awarded points for that. So typically we launch 4 new challenges in January, and then we add 2 more in the middle of the year. But employees can do these challenges at any time. They can do them sporadically as it comes to mind, or they could, do all the challenges at once. And having that flexibility compared to our previous program has been really great. So this year, we had over 62,000 challenge points awarded to employees. And this is what it looks like on our website. So you click on it, you input the information and submit, and then you're awarded your points. So I'd like to point out that the health challenges are set to private. So with Nectar, there's a lot of customization that you can do. So we have all of the health checks, your dental exams, that's all set to private. So when you go in and accomplish your challenge, it's not showing up on the whole town Mead feed, because nobody wants to know when I got my teeth cleaned, but I do want the challenge points. So some of our other ones, if you'll say like treat yourself, do it yourself projects, those are the ones that are publicly done. They'll be displayed on the feed. And then it also helps as a reminder, oh, so-and-so did that challenge. Why don't I do that? So our 2024 top challenges, walk 10,000 steps, attend a lunch and learn, get a dental exam, and a preventative healthcare check. So those are our top 4. Some of these will have more options. So some of them have more options to redeem. So walk 10,000 steps, you have 45 opportunities to redeem for that challenge. Your annual physical, you only get that once a year. So it's a one-time challenge. They reset annually. And this year we had over 1,100 challenges completed in 2024. So these are our rewards, and this is customizable as well. So through Nectar, they offer the ability to donate your points, which will be converted to dollars with donations. So they have hundreds of nonprofits that you can donate your points towards. They have also added our Mead swag. So we provided them our logo, and they will customize swag for us and mail that to the people that redeem for that. We have Amazon, and that is through Nectar as well. So Nectar and Amazon have partnered. So some Amazon items you can purchase through Nectar at a discounted price. We offer digital gift cards, and then we have Mead rewards. Mead rewards are the ones that we have established through the town. Our biggest one is PTO. So employees can save their points and redeem their points to receive 3 extra PTO days a year. So that is a big one. The other one that is quite popular is team lunches. So somebody could redeem their points to purchase a team lunch. So this is really popular with Public Works in the police department. We see a lot of guys and girls redeeming their points to buy lunch for their group. So they coordinate that with our department, and we get them lunch on the day that they would like. So significant internal improvements. What the other aspect I really like about Nectar is the analytics it provides and just being able to see where we're at. 2021, this was our internal wellness program with PDF sheets and submitting them by hand. We had about a 35% participation rate. In 2022, we launched Nectar, and our first year we saw a 65% increase, or a 65% participation rate. And every year you can see that it's gone up. In 2023, we had 78% participation. And 2024 is 87% participation. So keep in mind, this is just the wellness aspect of Nectar. And so we're getting close to 90%. Fingers crossed we can do a little bit better in 2025. As far as the recognition aspect of it, 100% of employees are recognized, and 100% of employees have been given recognition. So everybody that works for the town of Mead is using this in some form or another. It's really been great for camaraderie and just the feeling that, we're all on the same page. We're getting recognized for the little things that we do and the big things that we do. And it's great having that recognition come from peers and management. Helen, everybody gets involved. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Fantastic. Thank you, Lorelei. Questions or comments?
I have a question.
Brad?
Who won the employee kick-in contest?
I'm confident, semi-confident it was Dino. He provided the tea, so I don't know.
He had it.
We didn't make him do a re-kick. He won.
All right. Any other questions or comments?
No, that's awesome.
Lorelei, thank you very
Thank
much for
you.
your time. All right, we'll move on to our proclamations tonight. The first one is National Agricultural Day, which is March 18th, and I've asked Trustee Adams to read the proclamation. Sir?
Five, whereas the Agricultural Council of America turn on the microphone. Announced March 18th, 2025 will be the National Agricultural Day with the theme of Together We Grow. Whereas our agricultural provides almost everything we eat, use, and wear on a daily basis, and whereas we recognize the invaluable contributions of American farmers, farms, ranchers, fisheries, and foresters, and the other agricultural workers who have participated or practiced, their craft for generations and touched the lives of everyday Americans. Whereas American agricultural workers serve as stewards of the land, ensure the safety and health of animals, plants, and people, and strengthen our rural communities with economic opportunities. And whereas the town of Mead supports our local agricultural community that create jobs, boost our local economy, and preserve our community. Now therefore, Colleen Whitlow, Mayor of the town of Mead, do hereby proclaim March 18th, 2025 as National Agricultural Day and encourage all residents to support our agricultural community and their contributions to our economy. Given under my hand and seal on the town of Mead, Colorado on this 10th day of March, 2025.
Thank you very much. Is there a motion to approve the signing of this proclamation?
I will move to approve signing of the proclamation.
Second?
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Trustee Crane,
Yes.
trustee Adams,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Harris,
Yes.
trustee Shranz.
Yes.
Trustee Hagan,
Yes.
Mayor Whitlow.
Yes, thank you very much. And the next proclamation is National Vietnam War Veterans Day, March 29th, 2025. And I've asked trustee Trance to read the proclamation. Sir?
Proclamation for National Vietnam War Veterans Day, March 29th, 2025. Whereas March 29th was designated as the annual observance of Vietnam War Veterans Day and provides the opportunity to recognize, honor, and thank our Vietnam veterans and their families for their service and sacrifices during the Vietnam War from November 1st, 1955 through May 15th, 1975. And whereas our nation owes an immeasurable debt of gratitude to the more than 3 million veterans who served in Vietnam, the more than 58,000 who made the ultimate sacrifice, and to all who returned home more than 40 years ago to a nation in turmoil and were denied proper welcome. And whereas, while we cannot undo the past, we can right the wrong moving forward and ensure that our heroes know how much we value their service and sacrifice and their courage and commitment to our nation. Now, therefore, Colleen G. Whitlow, Mayor, does hereby designate March 29th, 2025 as Vietnam War Veterans Day in Mead.
Thank you very much. Is there a motion to sign this, approve the signing of the proclamation?
I will move to sign this proclamation.
Second.
Roll call, please, Mary.
Trustee Hagan,
Yes.
trustee Shranz.
Yes.
Trustee Adams,
Yes.
trustee Crane,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Harris.
Yes.
Mayor Whitlow.
Yes, thank you very much, and welcome home to all of our Vietnam War veterans. Next is our first public comment of the evening. The board welcomes public comment at this time for any item on the agenda. We will also take items for the agenda, not on the agenda during the second public comment, item number 10. Please remember that this public comment is not intended to be a question and answer session, and the board will listen to your comments and take them into consideration. All comments should be directed to the Board of Trustees and not to specific individuals. If you wish to speak during this public comment period, please adhere to the town's general guidelines. Please start by stating your full name and address for the record. Each speaker will have 3 minutes to address the Board of Trustees. If you are representing a group, you will have 5 minutes. We ask that all speakers and audience members treat one another with respect and dignity, and let's ensure we maintain a welcoming environment and avoid any actions that could be distracting. I will call on the individuals in order in which they have signed in. And Mary, has anybody signed in tonight to speak?
No, Mayor.
Okay. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak to the Board of Trustees on any item on the agenda? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to our consent agenda. The consent agenda contains items which are considered routine and are approved with one motion and vote. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Harris,
Yes.
trustee Shranz.
Yes.
Trustee Hagan,
Yes.
trustee Crane,
Yes.
Trustee Adams,
Yes.
Mayor Whitlow.
Yes. Thank you very much. Motion carries. Thank you, staff, for putting the consent agenda for the board tonight. Next is our second public comment of the evening. We have no further general business. Sorry, excuse me. We'll follow the same guidelines previously stated. I will call on individuals in order that they have signed in. Again, I will ask all speakers and audience members to treat one another with respect and dignity. Is there anyone here in the room that would like to speak on anything not on the agenda tonight? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to our legislative update by our Deputy Town Attorney, Josh Myers. Sir, you have the podium.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate that. And members of the board. So it's going to be a pretty quick update on the legislative, on the legislative updates. So first off, I just want to let everyone know that, I'm not necessarily an expert on everything that's happening within the legislature. We do keep ourselves updated as much as possible. Marcus definitely studies more updated on specific items that he knows that affect the town very clearly. So whenever I'm going through this, I'm going to be relying a lot on what the CML or Colorado Municipal Leagues provides for its participants when it comes to updates and where they are on their different lobbying positions for the different bills. And I'll also touch on probably like two of them that are new that were introduced since the last time that the town had its meeting. So if you do have specific questions or you're really interested, let me know. I'll be taking notes on those and we can provide you updates on those specifically later. Okay. So getting started, when we're talking about the updates, we're going to look at building codes. So House Bill 25-1060, which is electronic detection systems. This is a bill that deals with electric fences being designated as alarm systems that could kind of impact how the town is able to permit or deny the use of electric fences. Basically, the update on this one is that there's been a revision to the definition that now includes the requirements that the system's not located on real property that's been designated by a local government as exclusively for residential use. And also the fence would have to be behind a non-electric perimeter fence or wall that's not less than 5 feet. And it also allows the local governments now authority to impose less or more stringent requirements for the installation and operation of electric fences that are located in a residential area or to prohibit the installation thereof. Basically, the concerns that were raised by CML was that, electric fences being an alarm system within a residential neighborhood could cause harm. And so they've made amendments to the bill that address those concerns. So right now it's being introduced into the Senate for the Senate to be able to consider the bill. House Bill 25-1030, which is accessibility standards and building codes. Basically, if you'll remember, within the past few years, there were a lot of updates to the different international building codes. There was a lot of energy efficiency codes that were going to place. There was a lot of concerns about how that can impact development costs. This is in line with that a little bit. Basically, this bill would require local governments to adopt this bill would require a local government that adopts or substantially amends a building code to ensure that the building code meets or exceeds the accessibility standards in the international building codes. Most jurisdictions have already handled this. I'm pretty sure the town of Mead has too, just from my memory of what we've done previously. But this bill also clarifies that adoption of an energy efficient building codes would not constitute a substantial amendment to the building codes. So that's helpful. So if you do have an update to your energy code in the future, it wouldn't necessarily trigger this requirement that you go in and do all ADA standards. House Bill 25-1164, which was the constitutional carry of a handgun, which was also kind of in line with House Bill 25-1232, which was the creation of liability when the means of self-defense are prohibited. Both of these bills were postponed indefinitely by committees, so they won't be going forward this session. House Bill 25-1246, which limits a peace officer's partisan political activities, especially through online. This bill also died and was postponed indefinitely by committee, so it won't be going anywhere this session. Housing Bill 25-1169, which is housing developments on faith and educational land, which basically would allow religious and educational institutions to use an administrative approval process for residential development on land that they own. It was passed on second reading with amendments. It's been laid over on third reading, which usually just means that they're waiting for more amendments to occur, possibly. If it is passed, it would go to the Senate. House Bill 25-1272 and House Bill 25-1261 are the construction defects bills. They're basically kind of conflicting against each other. One of them makes it easier to bring construction defects claims. The other one makes it harder to bring construction defects claims. CML's position is that it's in favor of the one that makes it harder to bring them, especially when it comes to middle housing market, to make it more affordable for a middle housing market to occur. And so both of those bills right now are scheduled to go before hearings on March 18th. So nothing has occurred with them at this time, but just letting you all know that those two are out there. House Bill 25-1286 is newer. This bill is protecting workers from extreme temperatures. Basically, this bill would require employers to implement protections for workers who are exposed to extreme hot and cold temperatures at the work site, including temperature mitigation measures, rest breaks, and temperature-related injury and illness prevention plans. This bill would apply to, at this point in time, local governments. CML is lobbying right now to include language into the bill or amend it that would exempt local governments from this bill, or at least make it to where it wasn't so restrictive. It's a newer bill. It's pretty long. Along those lines, newer bills are often amended quite a bit. So I won't go into all the details with you, just letting you know that that's out there. Senate Bill 25-139, which is the Grocery and Utility Bill Reduction Measures Act, if it went forward, which it won't. But this bill basically repealed a variety of fees and it removed the authorization for local governments to impose special sales taxes on nicotine products. This bill died in committee and was postponed indefinitely, so it won't be going forward. House Bill 25-1096, which is the automated permits for clean energy technology. This would require local governments to use automated permitting technology for residential solar projects. It's a pretty flawed technology because it doesn't check for zoning compliance or allow for coordination with other entities like utilities. CML is opposed to this bill. The hearing was canceled on it to allow the proponents more time to work out some issues with the bill. So it's still around, but we'll keep our eye on it. House Bill 25-1056, which is a local government permitting wireless telecommunications facilities. This bill would require local governments to process permits for wireless facilities within a very specific time, what we call a shot clock. This bill actually kind of goes along with FCC regulations and a lot of preemption that occurs there. So there's not much to say about this bill because it has to go in line with the federal government anyways. The bill was introduced in Senate and it will be heard by the Senate's Local Government and Housing Committee on Wednesday, March 12th. CML is going to testify as opposed, but we'll see where that goes. House Bill 25-1093, which is the limitations on local anti-growth land use policies. Basically, this bill would prohibit local governments from explicitly decreasing permitted residential density without corresponding increase in residential density elsewhere in its jurisdiction. This passed the Senate Committee, Local Government and Housing Committee on Thursday, and it's heading to the Senate for a second reading. This may have gone up today. Some of the stuff that went up today, I didn't get to see what happened to it because I was on the way here. So we'll see. There are two competing Open Records Act bills, one that would make it harder for, not necessarily harder, but it would provide more protection and put a little bit more regulation parameters on open records requests to make it a little bit more easy for, our staff to be able to provide adequate responses timely without them being completely overwhelmed with having to respond super fast. The other one basically makes it where it's even harder for them to collect their fees. They're both competing. They're both still pending, and the hearings on those have been moved. So we're still not sure what's going to happen with those two, but we'll keep you updated. The last one that I'll touch on, which is House Bill 251113, which is limiting turf in new residential developments. This is similar to SB 24005 or 005 that passed last year, except for this is targeting more of residential developments and the use of turf within them. The bill was amended in committee to specify that multifamily units means 12 or more units, and change language from limiting turf, quote unquote, to regulating turf. So it provides more flexibility in how you can use turf. This was introduced in the Senate and has been assigned to its committee. So we'll see where it goes from there. So that's what I have right now as the updates on bills. If there's one in particular that maybe Marcus has touched on before, I can see if I have it in my notes already. If not, I can let him know and we'll touch on it for you later.
Okay. Questions or comments for Josh? Outstanding. How many more days?
For the session?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
I wish I did. I'll let you know.
Thanks, Josh. All right. Moving on to elected official reports. Do any of the town trustees have any reports to bring? Okay, seeing none. This week is always busy. We have our South Wales World Transportation Forum on Thursday. So that's a group of folks around our South Wales area that come together to gather support for each other for transportation funding throughout the area. So that's what we meet once a quarter to go over things that we could possibly do with our little bit of money we get from DRCOG. So, and Friday is my last Mayor's Leadership Academy. It's been an 8-month journey and we graduate on Friday, and I will ask my alternate if he can attend the CML policy meeting. If you can on Friday. If not, I will ask Heather to send a summary. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Next week is, of course, the DRCOG meetings, RTC meeting, and just keep plugging along with active advocacy for our town. So thank you very much. I appreciate your time listening to me. Next is our executive session. Is there anyone that needs a break before we go? We'll go into executive session. Yes, I am. It'll be the first one.
Can we expect?
If you want to travel to Denver, you can enjoy graduation then.
Denver.
Yeah, well, I've been to Grand Junction, I've been to Florence, all over the state.
Thank you
So,
for doing it.
yeah, so it's our first year doing this, and hopefully it will continue. But anyway, we'll move into executive session. Is anybody willing to propose a motion to go into executive session?
I make a motion that we enter executive session pursuant to CRS 24-64024B and 24-64024C for conference with attorneys for the town of the purpose of receiving legal advice on specific legal questions regarding case number 2024 CV 30250, the Shell matter, and for determining positions relative to matters that may be subject to negotiations, developing strategy for negotiations, and instructing negotiators regarding the Shell matter.
Trustee, hey, Brad, could you reiterate your CRS for both of those for the record?
One was C and it's actually E.
Yep.
On the second one.
CRS 24-6-4024B and 24-6-4024C or 4E. I keep saying C. Okay.
Thank you very much. Is there a
Second.
second? Thank you very much. Roll call, please.
Trustee Adams,
Yes.
trustee Crane,
Yes.
trustee Babcock, oops, sorry, trustee Hagan,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Harris,
Yes.
trustee Franz, Mayor Whitlow.
Yes, thank you very much. Motion carries. The time now is 6:45 and we will return off the recording and adjourn into his executive session. We will restart the recording for the executive session. Thank you. The time now is 8:03 and the executive session has been concluded. The participants in the executive session were Mayor Pro Tem Harris, Trustee Adams, Trustee Crane, Trustee Hagan, Trustee Schranz, Town Manager Helen Mickelbrink, Town Attorney Marcus McCaskill, our Deputy Town Attorney Josh Myers, Special Counsel Jeff Kingsplorn, Community Development Director Jason Bradford, Town Engineer Erica Rasmussen, Administrative Services Director Mary Strutt. For the record, if any person who participated in the executive session believes that any substantial discussion of any matters not included in the motion to go into executive session occurred during the executive session, or that any improper action occurred during the executive session in violation of the open meeting law, I would ask that you state your concerns for the record. Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to number 14. There is no action in our executive session tonight. And do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Yes.
Trustee Adams,
Yes.
trustee Crane,
Yes.
trustee Franz,
Yes.
trustee Hagan,
Yes.
Mayor Whitlow.
Yes. The March 10th, 2025 regular meeting of the Board of Trustees is now adjourned at 8:05. Thank you very much for all you do and enjoy your ride home.